Hello again and a good evening to you. Hey, I had to restart the program. What happened is that I got kicked out. I don't know if it was my internet or whatever was happening. And so when I tried to come back on, I was double and it was echoing all around. So I deleted it and we're just going to start again. If should there be any other problem, which I hope there'll not be, then I'll just have to say, give up on tonight and try another time. But yes, we're going to start. What I'm going to do is I'll talk for a bit just to see how things go before I start sharing to groups, because I shared to groups and I had to go back and make sure I delete those posts. So today we were talking about in fact, I even read the passage, but I'll do it again. I forgot. It's just as well. Whatever will happen, happens, because there was an important announcement I was supposed to have made, and I just clean forgot it. So there's going to be an epic interactive Zoom event coming on the 25th of September. I encourage you to go to Amazon and get your copy of The Beauty of a Woman's Heart, that inspiring book. The Zoom is at 1 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is my time, 5 p.m. GMT, and 6 p.m. BST. So do join us. We have a flyer that will be coming out shortly. Excuse me. I'll put something out, but we have a flyer that will come out. So please mark your calendars. As well, I do hope that you had a great day. I'll share again to groups and then we'll start, okay? Yeah, I started on a very high note. I'm just in high spirits today, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, what happened? So, yeah, things happen. That's life. We just got to, what's the word? Rebound and then keep push forward. You can't let it get you down. It's like life. You're going along and then there's this bump in the road. And if you're a quitter, you quit. But if you're somebody who doesn't give up, you come back and you just push harder. So, hey, that's some advice for somebody tonight. Yeah. Okay, so I think I have got that. Yeah, if not, I may have forgotten to share to my wall again. Let me just double check that. Okay, it's there. All right, so here we go. I'm going to start all over again. Let me take this off and put the today's topic. So what I've done is, the topic is God is the lifter of your head, and it comes from Psalm 3 in the Bible. So I believe I read from verses 1 to 6. So I'll take that again, and then we'll read through the book and we'll talk, because I have a lot to say today, or so I thought. So Psalm 3 says, okay, let me put this on. Psalm 3 says, Lord, how many are my foes? How many rise up against me? Many are saying of me, God will not deliver him. But you, Lord, are a shield around me, my glory, the one who lifts my head high. I call out to the Lord, and he answers me from his holy mountain. I lie down and sleep. I wake again because the Lord sustains me. I will not fear, though tens of thousands assail me on every side. So that is, I read the 6 out of the 8 verses in Psalm 3, but the main focus is God is your glory and the lift of your head. Psalm 3, verse 3. Greetings, dear friends. Hello, Ajwa. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming. And Miss Sage, hello, how are you? Nice to have you with us. I was saying that I started and I got into some technical difficulties, so we are starting again. I just finished reading Psalm 3 because we are looking at God is your glory and the lifter of your head, and it's based on this psalm. So I'll read through. Dear woman, God will take away your reproach as he did for Elizabeth. Luke 1:25 says, "Thus the Lord has dealt with me in the days when he looked to me to take away my reproach among my people. Wipe away your tears. He's taken away your shame, that which is making you feel less than. Insecurities, self-doubt, not being able to just be yourself, criticism, being told you are ugly or not worthy. Whatever it is, today I implore you to throw off your shackles of reproach. Look to your loving Father, who is your glory and the lifter of your head." Psalm 3, verse 3. Who will you believe, God or the voice of a man who is flesh just like you? You decide and choose to live in victory, not shame. The Lord blesses you. So, this here, I'm talking to women, but men also can take something from it. There's a lot that women go through, and I talked about reproach because Elizabeth, Mary's cousin, Elizabeth was Jesus's aunt. Yeah. She went through reproach because of her barrenness. So when she gave birth to John the Baptist, she was pregnant. I think Mary had gone to visit and they were talking, and she's saying that the Lord has taken away her reproach. So you think about that for a moment there. The environment that we come from, look at the pressure that is put on a woman who is barren, or not even barren, but you've married and the children haven't showed up. Like in our society, we don't know, all we think about is how fertile a woman is. We might not stop to think that perchance the problem might be from the man's side too. We don't know. Who knows, right? But we make assumptions, and then women bear the brunt. Oh, why are the children not here? Why are the children not here? So we seem so joyful when within the first year of marriage, or even less than the first year of marriage, boom, a child pops out. But hang on a minute. Have we stopped to think that maybe it would have been necessary or lovely for the couple to have some time to themselves and to get to know each other? Because you don't get to see everything at the beginning. Sometimes the learning happens in those times. So that's when you get to know who each of you, who you are, get to know your the nuances, your quirks, the good things about you, the bad things about you, and all that stuff. Enjoy each other actually, because technically, even all getting to know all those, if there were red flags, you should have seen them before and not gone in anyway. So that time you have to enjoy yourself, get to know each other, get used to being with each other before children come along. But we don't. So now I'm saying that I'm starting to think in my mind that, is that the cause of all these issues that we, the women, have in our relationships because of these? To me, this is the song that I'll never stop singing, because that is what I know. Maybe the generation changed, I don't know, but in my time, this is what I feel, and the pressure has been so much. The pressure has been so much that, so we go into the marriage. You have to marry. You have to marry. As a woman, you have to marry. So in you go. Children, the children come. So you haven't taken time to find out who you are, who your husband is. So pressure. Then going through the children. Oh, do this for yourself. Oh, the children. And then the children grow up and you're looking at each other and you're total strangers. It happens. Yeah, it does. So this is what some of the things, this is what I'm talking about, that God is the lift of your head. So I'll just using this Elizabeth story to build that thing from our background. But when we look in the Bible, look at other women who went through this. Sarah, Rebecca, and Hannah. Look at the torment and the torture that she suffered from Peninnah. And of course, Elizabeth, whom we are talking about. So women go through all kinds of things. This is a story of pain, pain. This passage here that I'm writing. So even then I picked two other women. Like if you look at Hagar. Hagar was just what's the word? I don't, if I'm pronouncing it, she was just a chattel, like a pawn. God had given Abraham and Sarah a promise, but they decided to go their own way. Of course, Sarah pushes this woman at her husband. Then when she gets pregnant, she turns around and despises the maid. So the maid is subjected to to this bad treatment. And as I'm saying it, I'm saying to myself, we ask ourselves why women always turn on each other instead of on the man. It was from time immemorial. Yeah. So, or look at Joseph and his two wives, his two sisters, Rachel and Leah. And he loved Rachel more than Leah. So Leah probably, all these women went walking around with their heads bowed down in shame. So Leah's blessing was her having children, and then somehow Rachel's womb was closed. But even then, Leah was in this position where she kept thinking it would get better, it would get better, and it wasn't. At some point in time, she consoled herself because I remember every time she had a child, she named the child, and then there was a reason attached, and I don't remember it all, but it got to a point, I don't know if it was the fourth or fifth child, she kind of consoled herself. So when you're a woman and you're going through all these kinds of pains, how do you deal with it? Pain is a fact of everyday life, but growing up, what I saw from my mother's generation is the usual statement I make, keeping up with the Jones syndrome. We don't talk about our feelings. We don't talk about our emotions. So we are all walking around in pain. And I've said on Ajua's show a lot of times that we are the walking wounded. If only you just pick it out of you and look at it, be honest about it. So all this pain, all these shackles that we've put on ourselves, that we are not, we are not acknowledging. It's not helping us. It's not helping us to be healthy people. We're not living right lives, because if you are insecure or you have self-doubt, right, because of things that people outside, external factors, external sources have told you, if you are not disciplined enough to examine yourself or to find an outlet to grow, you'll accept those things that you are being told. And that's what will define you for the rest of time. Let me read Ajua's comment. Ajua says, you had me going nuts for looking for you earlier today, and I saw a flash. Yeah, I know. It wasn't your imagination, Ajua. I think the network threw me off, like I was saying, threw me out. So when I came back, I appeared double and the echoing, and I couldn't take one off. And it was, I said, you know what? Just start all over again. Start all over again. So there's a lot going on with us. Even as I set out to come here and talk about this, as I'm talking about some of these things, more things are coming to me that because of all this pain and our inability to be honest with us, look at our environment right now. Look at our society. Is it a wonder what is going on is going on? Because there's one thing that we've refused to do, to speak the truth to ourselves and to each other. And that is the cause of all the pain. You see women hurting each other, doing all kinds of things. Like, we're carrying a lot of baggage, and yet we're the same people. When you make mention of, what do you call it, going for therapy, they'll tell you that, oh, I'm not crazy. It's not part of our culture. It's not this. It's not that. We make excuses. Let's stop living in the dark ages and get into the progress, let's get into the light. There's nothing wrong with going for help when you need it. There's nothing wrong with going for help, talking to somebody, even if it's not that kind of a therapy, there's nothing wrong. You see, we are people who do not want to invest in ourselves. Our priorities seem to be all wrong somehow. We can spend a lot. Somebody can spend $700 on a bag. But if you tell them to spend that 700 and go for, say, somebody to coach them, or a mentor, or somebody to talk to them, walk them through their stage of life that they're at, they'll say, oh, no, 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 right? But at the end of the day, it's you who comes out better. You come out smelling like a rose, and you don't go back to your old habits and your old patterns. Yes. So invest in yourself. It is very important. When you talk about some of these things, people think that, oh, what is going on? What are they talking about? Those women, what are they going on about? I'll tell you this. You are one person. God made you. You came on this earth for a reason. Even if you don't know what it is, I always say, find out. Are you happy? Do you have any joy inside you? Like, why are we so afraid to acknowledge how we feel? Some of us, because we are so insecure, the insecurities again, we don't know who we are, so we are controlled by external outside forces, friends. So somehow you are in this mode. Today it's time to backbite this person, and in these groups you have some kind of a leader, and then there's an assistant leader, and there's whatever, there's ranks or whatever in these groups that I'm talking about. So you being timid, you are so afraid to resist or to balk against that system. Oh, if I say anything, they'll be mad at me and I don't have any friends. Yet you are sitting around in there with feeling so, something is not right. You have this gnawing feeling in your soul that you are not happy, but you are not used to standing up for yourself. Because what were we taught? Oh, be respectful. Oh, this. Oh, bow and scrape. Don't look at, all those things. Very valuable, but did we stop to think that maybe we would have to travel and go live somewhere else and adjust? Even if we didn't have to travel, maybe we could have been taught that, yes, this is good. It's part of our culture, respect and this and that. But at the same time, know who you are, be bold, be courageous. There's nothing wrong with being courageous. Like when you find, especially the women, like I say, women bear the brunt of all these things. If you find a woman who knows what she wants, speaks her mind, won't put up with, garbage from people, they get labeled and called names. I know, I've been there. I'm still there maybe, but right now I don't even care. Yes, you cannot live life to please other people. Otherwise, every day your head will be bowed in shame. Look, if you are somebody who is so trapped by human opinion, ask yourself one question, will you? Those people that you are looking up to so much, do they breathe for you? Do they breathe for you? You breathe on your own. And besides, they are not selling the air to you. They are not God. If they were God, oh my gosh, they would have squished you. You'll be gone already. You don't owe anybody anything. I am not saying going around disrespecting anybody. No, that's not what we're talking about. We are saying learning to own yourself. Don't give your power to other people. When you do that, you bow your head in shame. Look, yesterday I was on a Zoom prayer thing, and a man of God made this comment that you don't need to tell people everything about you. If you give away all your power, the person now controls you. That glory that you are giving to another human being, why don't you give it to the God who made you? It's what he was, I've added some to it, but I'm just saying, think about this. Why should you, a human being who is made in God's image, come on this earth and be walking around with your head bowed in shame? Especially when the shame is coming from people who have not taken the time to figure out who they are. So because of their own insecurities and their own baggage, they visit it on you, and you do not have the discernment to read between the lines and say, no, this is not acceptable to me. This is not me. I can't define myself by this. It is your impressions. This is who I am. Thank you very much. And then keep moving. So these messages, we need to be giving them out there, especially to the young women coming along. Yes. And Ajua says, some of us waste so much precious time with unnecessary admission and foolishness instead of focusing on realistic goals. It's a pity. Yes, Ajua. Goals, even simple goals. You know how excited I get when I'm able to do one little thing? I'm not going to sit around thinking about what somebody is saying or somebody is doing. I have things that I need to be doing, because I would be like, for myself, I could sit down and tell myself I've wasted a lot of time. I need to, but even that, my mindset tells me that I can't even tell myself that. It is okay, because at the stage of which I've reached, when I've realize this. This is why I'm talking, so somebody can listen and not wait too long and get on their journey. So it is all good to me. And it's exciting for me to be on my journey, to do what I want to do, to love what I'm doing. I don't need to apologize to anybody. Nobody breathes for me. I'm not breathing for anybody. I don't control anybody. Nobody has to come and control me. Sister, yeah, why would many people do what is right when it's easier to do nothing? The lack of limitations, lack of knowledge for those asking for change, yet they refuse to change themselves, waiting for some magical one to save them. Illusion. Look, Ajua, it's very sad that sometimes the truth, the sad truth is that people have come through this earth and gone to the grave and not fulfilled their lives why they were here, because they always thought that somebody else was in charge or somebody was in control, or maybe it never even hit them that they are supposed to be doing something. Yes. So that's what is going on. So anyway, like I'm saying, if you're feeling insecure, you're being criticized, you are being told this, you are being told that, at what point will you tell yourself that a light bulb has gone on, the light went on, and I need to wake up from this slumber that people have put me in or my environment has put me in? You see, you're going around live with your head bowed down in shame. In fact, some of the things we women even do to ourselves, yes, we need to bow our heads down in shame. I thought I wouldn't go here, but I'm going to, and it's a topic that needs to be discussed at a later date, because we are so into, we don't know who we are, we don't put value on ourselves, that you are with a man and he's pregnant with 2 women at the same time, and then we pose for pictures, like, and I tell myself, I looked like, I'll give a qualifier. I've heard rumblings. I don't know the whole story, but a picture speaks 1,000 words. Like, I looked at it and I was so sad. I was so sad. Is this what we have come to? Learning to honor yourself, learning to lift your head high, being proud of who you are as a human being. If you put value and worth on yourself, nobody will come and disrespect you. Nobody would come and disrespect you. And you wouldn't have to put up with that. Yes, you wouldn't have to put up with that. We need to value ourselves as women. There are a lot of young ladies who don't know who they are, and they are looking for an example. And some of the examples we are seeing are not the right examples that they should be following. And yet when you come out and you talk, a lot of people come out, try to teach, and we rather gravitate towards the fighting and the backbiting. Lately, I feel like it's toned down. Maybe I'm not on Facebook that much, so I'm not seeing it. But, like last year was pretty bad. It was really, really rough, So, yeah, I'm here to just say that, whatever it is that is holding you down, be brave enough to, throw the shackles off. Yes. Throw the shackles off and live freely. I don't understand how somebody can just give their power to another person like this. An occasion going, oh, I was going to this occasion and we've all cut the same, we've all, and I'm like, oh, really? When was the last time I did that? I don't remember. It was in a church setting where we were forced to sew something because it was Women's Day. But since those days, never, ever, ever. And so maybe this time, this occasion is coming. As usual, we have to go get this. And you're afraid to say, no, I don't want to. I can't afford it. Pressure. Because of the pressure we let people put on us, our heads are always bowed in shame. We can't be confident of ourselves, right? Ajua says, when the mind is limited, nothing good happens. Simple. Some things I see, hear, and witness baffles me each time. I observe some individuals say, do, or act in such manner, like hello, in this 21st century. Ajwa, some of the things, like it's unbelievable. It is really unbelievable. And people are not willing to change. That is all that they know. So when people like you and I go and talk these things, they'll go, who are these people? Yeah, that's how it will be described. But like I say, I always say, don't forget that you are not here just for yourself. Maybe your story can change a younger girl's life. Always think of the next generation, because there are a lot of them, like I said, walking around, wandering around because of the middle generation, the mothers who are now in their 40s, 50s, who hadn't paid attention. They're busy going to work, doing all kinds of things. There's young girls walking around aimlessly, getting into all kinds of problems because they don't have a good direction. So who's going to speak something into their life, or who's going to make them believe in themselves? If your mom is so how do I put it, put it bluntly, so desperate for male companion and will just put up with treatment from any man, that is what the young girl is seeing. So she thinks it is okay. So she grows up, she's in a relation, grows up, even it's not much, 19, 20, a boyfriend starts beating her. She thinks it's normal because as for a woman, you have to do everything you can to keep a man. That's what she was told. Even if she wasn't told it, she saw it. Children don't listen to what we say, they watch what we do and do the same. So if I'm going to sit here and tell my daughters to go into a relationship and get beaten up, no. Like I've always said, and I'll say it again, I'll repeat, because I say a lot of things over and over again. Even if they don't know, they miss the red flag, and you go into any relationship and anybody lifts as much as lifts a finger on you, walk. And the last time I made that comment, and Abigail said, not walk, run for your life. We need to put the right messages out there and tell everybody, both young men, women, that you are valuable. Because there's the other side of the coin too. Young women going around abusing young men also there. See, because of the lack of self-love, knowing who we are, we become monsters. The walking wounded as usual, and we're just hurting each other. So there's a lot of sickness in quotes, toxicity in the system, and nobody is doing anything to address it, or it's not being talked about. Yes. So with that, I think we will go on a commercial and then we'll come back and wrap up. Hello, and we are back. The book again is The Beauty of a Woman's Heart, and you can find it on Amazon Canada, US, France, Spain, Italy, Germany, and in Novi Books as well. The epic interactive event is coming on. I should take out the soon. It's coming on September 25th. 2 weekends from now, September 25th. The time is 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, 5 p.m. GMT, and 6 p.m. BST. How can we showcase you? Go get your copy of the book on Amazon, start reading, come on the Zoom, and come and offer your insights. I look forward to seeing you that day. So please go get your copies. All right. So we were talking about, as well, my third book, Refreshing for My Weary Soul, is going to be out. I'm hazarding a guess that probably by the end of October it should be out. I put the book covers on my, what do you call it? I put the book covers on my wall for friends to vote on. So the voting is going on, but I have to get back with my choice pretty soon. So that is a book, is based on my faith and just stories or scriptures that I've read in the Bible, and I'm telling it in story form, asking questions and what have you. So that it's how do you call it? It should inspire somebody, because I find that as people of faith, sometimes we find it hard to press in or get into the Bible. Where all that is not the Bible, that's not what I'm saying. But if you read a book like that, it will make you curious and go, oh, maybe I need to pay more attention to my Bible, and it will push you to read and press in more into your faith. So that's what that is. Okay, and let's see. Ajua says, Sister Yaa'S, a lot of people give their power away because they simply do not have the slightest capabilities to function productively or think outside the box. They are comfortable using one corner of a box, even though they have 3 other options. That is true, but Ajua, we've said this over and over again, but you'd think at some point they would come to themselves and say, it is not working. Enkoye. Right? But I don't know. Is it that they get to that point, but they are too afraid to take the steps? Is it timidity? Like I can't begin to answer the question. Yes. So let's continue. So the reflections for this passage here. Let me go back to the banner. It says, have you felt shame before, and how did you deal with it? Yes. Shame. We've all been through shame. It's like people have done things or called you names or insulted you or tried to disgrace you or embarrass you. I've been through a whole lot of that, because I find that a lot of times, for whatever reason, when people see you, they ascribe to you, they see you, and it's not to put myself down by any means, but they see you to be more than you think you are. So it makes them insecure around you. And then the little jealousies and stuff sets in. And then all that they want to do is to pull you down, embarrass you, and disgrace you. And so it's gotten to a point where when I wisened up, I said to myself, no more. Right now, I have learned, so I only relate to people, like-minded people. I found my tribe. Like, I know what I want and what I stand for. So I find people, like, I don't go around disrespecting people. So why would somebody want to come and be disrespecting me? When you grow up, you go, all this stuff has got to stop. Like just the other day, something that I saw on Facebook, and a whole bunch of our people in the States fighting and scrapping, women scrapping on the road. And I'm like, yeah, how is that helping? Those kinds of behaviors. Oh, I have a beef with this person, I'm going to give it to them. And then, and that's all tearing each other down. Is that a way to live? I don't understand, right? So I'd rather be, like Ajua said here, change your mindset, learn something new, figure out different options. Do not be afraid to ask people that you see, oh, this person seems to be doing this. How did they turn their life around? How did they get to be so positive and pushing and doing this? If you are not afraid, you see, the shame factor, shame, we are a society that shames people. You find out when we open our mouths, we just want to shame people. Oh, blah, blah, blah. They won't look at anything positive. There are people that when you do something positive, they'll never say a word of praise, but make one little mistake. Hey, we told you this, that, on and on and on and on we go. That is negative. No. No, refuse to live like that. Like, look, we all came from those environments. Yeah. So there's a lot of people out there doing positive things, moving on with life. Why stay in that? Why stay in that? Get better. Get better. And it's not to say, the thing is, our parents trained us how best they knew how to. They have their faults. The same way when you and I, our children will also grow up and say, oh, you people, you didn't do this, this, this. It's a cycle. But by golly, let's be better. So that at least when they are complaining about something, it will be less than what we were saying. Because a lot of these things we say is cultural, is this. But it stops people from pushing and bettering themselves and living out their best lives and fulfilling their passions in life. I don't care. You don't have to be a believer to know that you are in life to accomplish something, because there are people who are not Christians or anything, and they are out there and they are accomplishing things and doing things. So don't you also want to be like that? But we sit back and then we allow things to happen to us. Like, we're helpless. Everybody is so helpless in the system. Oh, this is happening. Oh, nyami, everything nyami. But nyami says, pick up yourself and go. All that I like to quote, look to the ant, you sluggard, you the lazy person. Ant, look at how the ant goes, carrying little specks, kakra, 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 going along. And you are just sitting there expecting that, oh, my brother or sister is in a brochure, so they are coming to save me. So Ajua says, true, says there could be a lot of factors preventing most people from taking the next step or making initiatives, including traumatic experiences. However, it's imperative that many people acquire knowledge, use whatever resource available to them, ask questions, and be honest. Thank you. So, yeah, I've been through those things. The second reflection, if you still have some unresolved issues, what do you plan to do about them? The thing is to be aware, even to know that you have the unresolved issues to begin with. That is the problem that we have. We may not even be aware because we haven't taken the time to look at it and to study it. Sometimes these unresolved issues, they are ongoing. They live with you. It's there. How do you deal with it? You find a plan. Do something about it. Don't sit there and complain and be negative and be bitter and be sad. If you're not living your best life, your soul is not happy. Your soul is not happy. Yeah, because you feel so shut down, so dull, like lifeless. Then you get to a point even you start to question. Everything seems meaningless to you. You forget what you came to do because you've given away your power. Look, today we came here to talk about God being the glory and the lift of your head, and it's on page 109 of The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. And we talked about some of the things that would make you feel that way: insecurity, self-doubt, not being able to be yourself, criticism, being told you're ugly or you're not worthy. So all I can say to you is that when you look in the mirror next time, take a good look at yourself. Some people may not even like to look themselves in the mirror. That is how bad it is. They can't look themselves in the eye in the mirror. Look in the mirror and smile at yourself. Just remind yourself that you are somebody who was created in God's image. Are you going to believe that garbage you've been fed, that you are nothing, or you are a woman, or you are a foolish man, you are not amounting to anything, you are this, you are that? What do you believe about yourself? What has God said about you? That's what you have to work with. And to the women out there, as much as possible in your life, try to be an example to another person. You don't need to know them personally. Maybe, you are on a Facebook Live or whatever, like me. People may be watching you, they learn something from you. Or even if they are in your community, a young child, sometimes you can look around, you can see that some people are neglected, like nobody's really paying attention to them. This is where if you go to church especially, look around and watch. Maybe in that environment. Look, I'm not saying go and be a busybody in somebody's family affairs, but what it is that, because sometimes some parents get very prickly when you seem to be engaging with their kids, thinking that, oh, they are not doing something right. But in the church environment, if you see that particular person, oh, hey, how are you doing? You speak to them. If little, giving people attention gives them hope, because you don't know what makes the difference between somebody wanting to give up and feeling so worthless. And, so work on yourself. Work on yourself. You know who you are. Be bold enough to sit down and say, I'm strong in this area, I'm weak in that area. I talk too much. How can I work on that? I should stop wasting time gossiping on the phone and spend more time learning something new. What can I do about that? Like just little things. Take it little by little. Yes. As somebody told me, there's a way to eat an elephant. You eat it slow. You take one little piece. Okay, I've been able to break this down. I've chewed it up. Next step, and you keep going. But by golly, don't bow your head down in shame. Be proud of who you are. Be bold. Be bold. God is the lift of your head. You need to learn to be have courage, be bold, encourage yourself, empower yourself. Nobody's going to come and do it for you. We read some of these posts and we think, oh yeah, it's just there, it's been said. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody is going to come and do it for you. Especially if you are surrounded by negative people, they won't even see something good about it. So, oh, hey, you did that one, so you'll be sitting there running around trying to please them. Meanwhile, they want to be you. But because you are full of self-doubt, you are allowing them to put you down. Don't do that. Don't do that. Adjoa says some people are empty inside out and have no care for themselves or anyone. Yes, and sadly, they are not willing to do anything about it. But like I've said quite a bit, so I'll leave you to reflect on it. I thank you for taking the time to come and listen as usual. I'm very appreciative. On Sunday, Yaa'S and I will be here with a topic on Auntie Yaa'S Cozy Book Chat. So again, like I said, just the gentle reminder, go get your book. September 25th, 1 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, 5 p.m. GMT, 6 p.m. BST. We'll be on Zoom. The details will come out in a flyer soon. Thank you so much, Miss Sage and Adjoa. And if there's anybody else I missed, thank you for coming on. And for those who will be coming after, please leave us a message. We'll certainly read it and respond to your comments. Take care, okay? Bye-bye. Love you.